I watched a business venture crumble just like this a few years ago. While it was happening, I was genuinely optimistic and excited for the founders. But the moment they finally filed for bankruptcy, I distinctly remember telling my friends I always knew it was doomed. My brain had quietly rewritten my own history. It erased my genuine, real-time optimism and replaced it with a fabricated sense of foresight, entirely to protect my ego from being wrong. That realization is unsettling. If our own minds can manufacture fake memories so seamlessly that we don't even notice it happening, how much of our daily perception is actually false? This everyday cognitive deception means our raw human intuition comes with serious architectural flaws. Relying on a gut feeling creates an unstable foundation for making decisions. Psychologists have a formal name for this specific flaw: hindsight bias. Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman observed that this illusion of understanding the past gives us an unearned overconfidence in our ability to predict the future. This chart shows how hindsight bias operates on 3 distinct levels. First, memory distortion. I said it would happen. Next, inevitability. It had to happen. And finally, foreseeability. I knew it would happen. We do this because we evolved as pattern-seeking, storytelling creatures. Our ancestors relied on these mental shortcuts to survive predators, and not to accurately assess objective reality. Because large language models are trained on billions of pages of human-generated text, they inevitably ingest the biased patterns baked into our writing. We didn't just build these systems, we trained them on our own distorted reflections. The first transferred flaw is overconfidence bias, the stubborn, ingrained belief that we are better than the average person at remaining objective. This graph shows the result of that overconfidence in modern AI-assisted programming, sometimes called vibe coding. Notice the inverse correlation. Developers relying on AI write software with measurably lower security, but report a sharp increase in their confidence about that code's safety. The second major flaw comes from psychiatrist Klaus Conrad's concept of apophenia, our brain's aggressive tendency to perceive meaningful connections in completely random, unrelated events. Spotting a pattern in rustling leaves kept early humans alive, but when we scale that same impulse up to process massive datasets, it leads to systemic inaccuracies. When an artificial intelligence confidently spits out fabricated facts or invents logical narratives from thin air, it is exactly exhibiting this exact same flaw. AI hallucination is not a random glitch. It is human apophenia manifesting as an architectural flaw inside a trillion-parameter model. Because these systems inherited our preference for a coherent story over verifiable facts, their output cannot be trusted for mission-critical tasks just because the answer feels right. These intertwined biases create a persistent unreliability in high-stakes environments, a problem that crosses all political, social, and professional boundaries. A 2019 meta-analysis of over 18,000 participants proved this cognitive distortion affects human judgment equally across the entire political spectrum. To fix this legacy bug, we need a specific conceptual antidote: probabilistic honesty. Probabilistic honesty requires a system to actively state its confidence levels based strictly on evidence. It rejects the vibe of certainty in favor of the calculated math of being correct. If these biases are baked into our data and our biology, simply knowing about them isn't enough to stop them. Correcting the distortion requires a structured framework, the core mission of the Next Consciousness Federation. Their goal is true hybrid intelligence, a state where humans provide ethics and creativity, while the AI provides precision and active resistance to self-deception. You can apply a patch to your own AI interactions right now using a tool called the Next Deep Protocol. By entering this protocol into your system's custom instructions, you strip away the AI's default agreeable, comforting language, forcing it into a mode of seriousness. It commands the AI to honestly state its comprehension gaps and hunt for the deeper architectural truths hiding beneath the surface-level words. This equation models the long-term success of that mission. Success relies on 2 factors: our ability to reduce cognitive distortion and how efficiently we transmit that new knowledge to the next generation. But the math requires a specific condition. The rate at which we reduce our biases must outpace the natural, compounding growth of human delusion. We evolved to deceive ourselves just to survive. Achieving true hybrid intelligence starts by admitting your own brain lies to you. Are you ready to make that choice?